Good evening, everybody. It's Mambo Sandy. Excuse my appearance. It's been a long day, but I wanted to revisit a couple of issues. One has to do with depression. Okay, let's get into it. I've said this before, but I think because I've been seeing a lot of different posts and so many different things about people dealing with depression. I'm not saying that all people that are going through depression have spiritual issues. But a lot of the time, once again, there could be something out of place in that person's spiritual court that is causing them to have the issues that they're having. Now, you can believe me or not, but if you talk to some other people in the spiritual community that had a serious issue with depression, once they started taking care of their spiritual obligations or things that maybe they didn't even know about, their lives started to get better. I'm not saying they started, just having bright sunny days. I'm not saying that right away, but their life started to improve. Okay? I mentioned the spirit before, Ursula Freda. I mentioned that she could cause you depression if she's in your court. Okay? Sometimes she does this because she's trying to get your attention, warn you, or maybe she's upset with you. Okay? But there are spirits that are negative, causas, that could cause you to have depression. This is a serious thing, people, and you need to seek, like I said, this is not every case, but maybe you need to go seek out whatever spiritual teacher, guide, whoever it is that you go see, if you have someone, or do your research and find somebody to look into the situation. There could be a dead person that has attached themselves to you, and maybe they died through suicide. Maybe you picked this thing up. You don't know. Maybe when the mother was pregnant with the child, she went through some things that caused some type of negative entity to attach itself to the child. Or maybe she went through things. This is a serious issue, people. But if you sit here and you think the doctors are willing to give you pill after pill after pill and put you in clinical this and clinical that and suicide watch this and all kind of craziness, when the real root of the issue has not been addressed. Invest in yourself. Invest in your child. Invest in you. Don't look at it like, oh, I'm going to give money to somebody. Look at your spiritual health. Look and see what is going on. Why you're having this all the time. Why? Did an event happen that caused this? Did you go somewhere? Could it be somebody at your job? Could be sending you some visitors. These are the things that you must awaken here, your third eye, yourself, your spiritual self, and look at these things. Okay. I've said that. Next. I'm going to say this in the best way I can. Lately, I've been getting a lot of inboxes or, the Facebook, how people could talk back to you back and forth. Do I speak Creole? Am I Haitian? I don't know why this has to do with anything, but being that people are interested and they want to know about my background, let me give it to you. Some of my ancestors were Haitian people, from Haiti, through New Orleans. Okay? Also, from my father's side, okay, there were also some Native American people. And I know you're like, oh, all black people say that. Oh my God, here she goes with that. No, it's true. Okay? Through my mother's side, being that you want to know, and I hope that this clears a lot of things up, I have Dominican blood through my grandmother, my great-grandmothers. Okay? And Guyanese blood via on my mother's side. Since this happens to be, I don't know, something of interest that everybody just wants to know, you know, every time, do you speak Creole? Why? Will you think because I don't speak Creole that makes me less of a mambo? I hope that's not why, but I just wanted to address that. Moving on. I'm going to say this. Sometimes certain people are put into your path to test you, to test your spiritual growth, to see really where you are. Because sometimes a person will come in your life or come to your spiritual house or whatever it may be, your job, and be careful when you ask for spiritual growth, because let me tell you, it's not going to come the way you want it to come. It just never does. It never comes the way you think it's going to come. And the spirits, Orisha, Loa, Palos, Mortos, they will test you. They will say, you really think you're spiritually grown? You really want spiritual growth? This is what I'm going to do for you. This is how I'm going to show. This is how we're going to see how spiritually evolved you've become. And also, we're going to give you what you asked for. So sometimes people will be placed in your path to test you. They will be placed in your path. Hear my words. They will be placed in your path to test you. And it will be the type of people that you just cannot stand. I'm telling you. Okay? They will be placed in front of you and you'll be like, oh my God, I cannot stand this person. And they will do stuff to piss you off. But you have to realize if you are spiritually evolved, you know that your Loa will handle it. You know that your Orisha will handle it. Okay? Next thing. When you decide to step on the path to grow spiritually, your life will change. And it's not all glamorous, okay? Your life you will go through tests. And the same test will be it'll come back to you over and over again until you get it. And sometimes you don't even realize it's happening. So this is what I'm going to say. In order to keep your sanity, you must realize nothing. You cannot be in a box. Because if you're on this path as a mambo, as a follow priest, as a whatever, the spirit will strip you of trying to have so-called attachments to what society says. Because society can be influenced, good or bad. Okay? And the more you try to hold on the more that's going to hurt when they rip it away from you. And it's going to hurt. I've been through some of it. It can come in any form. Okay? But they will continually test you. That's why Mambo Sunny has a saying. This path is not a path for punks, baby. It's not a path for punks. It really isn't. Okay? My first spiritual teacher said to me, are you sure you want to get on this path? Because once you, and I don't care what you hear on YouTube by some of these crazy folks, you know, with their fancy words and this and that, I'm going to tell you straight from the gate. When you become a Mambo or Houngan, you must gain control of yourself, okay? But for the most part, you belong to the Loa and Bonje. Bonje and the Loa. If they decide it's time for you to go somewhere else, baby, they'll pick your behind up and they'll move you. If they're tired of you being at a certain job, they will pick your behind up and move you. I'm telling you some facts. I've seen it. I've seen it with elder Houngans and Mambos. Elder Santeras and Santeros. I've seen it. I've seen them. Oh, you want to be stuck? Oh, you think you're going to be at this job? Let me tell you. You have to know, if you're going to get on this path as a priest or a priestess, and that's what you really want, it's not about power. That's a false illusion. Don't think that. Okay? Because you are at, if they wake you up at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, be like, I want this, some rum, or some this, or some that, baby, you better do it. And I don't care what nobody say. If they want to challenge me and say that I'm wrong, hey, send me a YouTube video. Send me a comment. We can discuss it. But I'm telling you what I've seen. And I always say this, and I'm going to continue to say this. Okay? You are not smarter or stronger than the Orisha, the Loa, the Palo spirits. You are not. Because most of them have been here since the beginning of time. So what do you know in your little mind? Do you really? Respect has gone out the window. Because as some of us have allowed this. Once again, if you're going to step your foot on this path, the Loa, the Orisha, the, Palos, the Muertos, whoever, whichever way you decide to go, the Mysterios, they're going to test you. And they're going to test you beyond your imagination of how they're going to test you, sweetie. For me, it's been me dealing with phony people. Because I'm very much justice. Chango. Because see, I'll be quick to tell you, you don't like me, I don't like you. Don't even bother talking to me. Okay? We can be cordial, but if you don't like me, stay out my path. That's how I really want to be, but I can't. No. Because that's my test. It's not up to me to judge. I have to let my Loa, my guides, my Mysterios do what they're going to do. Because that's how I used to handle things. After, but These are tests. These are some of my tests. And don't get involved with somebody and show them too much affection and let your things go to the side, because you wake up in a different spot. I'm just using that. That's like just a, kind of a little bit of exaggeration, but they will move you. You starting to go too. You forgetting your spiritual obligations. There's people that need your help. You too involved over here. I've seen this with other elder Hugans and Mambos, and I took those lessons and I've learned those lessons because I don't like running into walls. So be careful when you ask about spiritual growth, or you think you want to be a priestess or a priest in whichever these ATRs you choose. Okay? Because it's not a joke. It is not a joke. It's not. When you are a priest and a priestess, you have people who are depending on you to help them with their problems. Here. So think about if that's really what you want to do. Because once again, nothing is instant. Not even coffee. Instant coffee either. Okay? Because you gotta let the water boil. So think about when you say you want spiritual growth. Is that really what you want? All right. Next topic. So I was going to keep this moving, right? I don't even know how to say this, so I'm just going to say it. Where has respect gone? Where has respect gone for priestesses and priests? I'm just asking that question. I want you to answer me that question. I would like to hear your thoughts on it. Where has the respect gone? Because I mentioned this in another video, that people don't respect us as they once did. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Now, here's another topic. Ladies, my ladies, I know we all want to have camaraderie and we all want to embrace the goddess. And I'm not being funny. Nah, I guess I am. You have to be careful on what spiritual retreats you go on. Plain and simple. Okay? You have to be careful what spiritual retreats you are going on. You have to be careful of what you allow people to do to your spiritual body. Okay? Because nowadays, it's like we got fast food spirituality. You go to take a course, or you go and take, some weekend or week retreat somewhere with somebody that don't even know nothing, or maybe they do know something, or whichever the case may be, and you come back confused, spirit messed up. Don't let people mess around on your crown. Okay? Don't let people do that. Don't be so fast to jump on these retreats, because guess what, honey? Okay, you need to do your due diligence and do your homework. Talk to other people that's been on these so-called retreats that I see bing, bing, bing popping up all over the place. Spirituality is not fast food. Okay? It is not something to be trifled with. Even though people make it seem very commercial nowadays, and you can go buy a book on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, or wherever, and everybody's a guru all of a sudden. This is serious. Don't just let anybody even get into your aura. Do you know their lineage? Even if it's a coven, how long has the coven been around for? Who is their teacher? Go back. Do some research. Just don't hand your money out freely and then get messed up. Do your research before you let people touch your crown, touch your head, touch your aura. Just don't do that. Do your due diligence. This is serious, because you could be having good luck, a good life, and then boom, you go on one of these darn goddess retreats or whatever they're called, and now you all messed up and you wonder why. My first godmother, God bless her soul, Miss Gail, used to say to me, you don't let people touch your head. You don't let people get up in your spirit like that. You don't do that. Because doing that can mess you up. And then you got to shell out money, and you're not going to want to. And then you're going to go to another spiritual worker to fix it. And then you're not going to want to give that spiritual worker money because you done paid however much money to go on this retreat and get messed up. But now you don't want to pay the person to fix your problem because you're upset because you got messed up. That's the cycle. So don't even get in the cycle or in that circle to begin with. Do your due diligence before you go going on retreats and letting people touch your body, get up in your spirit. And if you have a godparent, don't just be going different places because your godparent isn't giving you what you feel like you want. If they're a good godparent, they know what you need. Okay? So understand that. Don't just go running willy-nilly to different places. Next. This is for my new people, or maybe not so new people, that learn to start to read, or, you know, whatever the case may be. I come from the old school. I was taught by elders, much older people. And the first rule is you don't be trying to read other spiritual people. It's rude. You don't do that. That's where I come from. Because Miss Gail used to say, you might see something you don't want to see. Now, for those that go get readings done, you know what? I'm going to put that in another video because this one is already long enough. So I'm going to see you in the next video so you can take a break or coffee or wine or whatever. But I'm going to get into that next. But please, if you have comments, please leave comments. If you want to discuss something, hey, let's discuss it. So I'm going to roll into this next video and I'll see you there. Bye.